Hey everybody, it's Will from Idiot Proof Cooking. It's approximately 8 p.m. where I am, and I'm going to be making blondies tonight. Now, if you're wondering why I'm making blondies at 8 p.m., I happen to have a 6.5-month pregnant wife, and she was feeling snacky. Now, what a blondie is pretty much just a brownie, only it doesn't have chocolate in it. And typically, you'll fill them with either white chocolate chips or butterscotch chips, but I don't have either of those in my house. But I do have a literal shit ton of mini eggs. So I'm going to be filling them with that tonight. Anyways, let's get into it. The first thing you'll want to do when making blondies is taking 2 cups of all-purpose flour and sifting it into a bowl. As you can see here, I am struggling with this tiny sifter. Seriously, I should have bought a bigger one. Come on, Will. Almost done. Sift that flour. Next, add in 1/2 teaspoon baking soda, a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, and mix it all together. From there, grab the bowl for your stand mixer and add in 3/4 of a cup of melted unsalted butter, a 1/2 cup of granulated white sugar, and 1 cup of brown sugar packed tightly. I might have packed it too tightly. Anyways, throw it in the bowl. Once everything is in the bowl, grab your whisk and whisk it all together. After a precursory whisking of the butter and sugars, you'll want to cream them together for a couple minutes with the paddle attachment of your stand mixer. Mix it together for about 1 to 2 minutes at a medium speed. Alright, after mixing for 1 to 2 minutes, you'll want to add in 1 egg and another egg yolk into the sugar and butter mixture. Do the old shell trick to separate the egg yolk from the egg white. Yeah, see, look at that. Go back and forth, and luckily it detached right away. So anyways, like I said, add in the egg yolk, and then you'll want to add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract or vanilla paste as I'm using. If you're feeling really risky, just eyeball it like I just did. Anyways, back to the stand mixer. After adding in the egg and vanilla paste, you'll want to mix it all together again for another minute or 2 on a medium speed in the stand mixer. Alright, after about a minute or 2, it's time to start adding in the flour. Now what I'll do is I'll only add in about half at first, mix that together for about a minute, and then add in the other half of the flour. Alright, here goes the second half of the flour. So you'll want to mix this for 2 to 3 minutes on a medium speed. Now, when you're doing this, because of the second half of the flour, it is really going to thicken up on you. You may need to take your spatula and scrape along down the sides of the bowl while still mixing. After about 2 to 3 minutes of mixing, your blondie batter will look like that. Scrape off the excess from the paddle and get ready to turn it out into a pan. Like I said, this stuff is really thick, so you may have to put a little bit of effort into getting it out of the stand mixer bowl. And here it comes. There it is. And a little bit more. There we go. Now for the fun part, adding in the mini eggs. Throw in about 1/3 of the mini eggs and start mixing it around with a spatula. Add another handful in and keep mixing. Another big handful of mini eggs, mix them in, and why not the rest of it. So you'll want to mix that all in together nice and evenly. Take a quick break because my hand is sore. Like I said, this stuff is thick. After the mini eggs are good and mixed in, grab a 12 by 12 baking sheet and pour the batter in. Now what I did was I took a stick of butter and ran it across the surface of the baking sheet so that the batter wouldn't stick to it after it bakes. However, you can use like an oil, or if you want, you can use parchment paper to pull it out. Just make sure that you have something in there so that the batter doesn't stick to the pan. As you can see, I gave up on using the spatula and just started using my hands to spread out the batter. Whatever you do, just make sure it's a nice even level spread inside the baking sheet. From there, preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit and bake the batter for about 40 minutes until nice and golden brown. After 40 minutes in the oven, that's what it came out looking like. It kind of looks like a giant square cookie. So to test to make sure it's done, stick a toothpick inside, and if it comes out clean, it means it's done. Let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes to cool down. After that, take your thin spatula and run along the edges of it to make sure it hasn't stuck to the baking pan. Now getting it out of the pan is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. In hindsight, I probably should have used parchment paper so I could have just lifted it out. As you can see here, I try and pry it out to no luck, so just flip it over. The Blondie's pretty structurally intact, it isn't going anywhere. Look at that, came out perfectly. Give it a quick flip over, and voila, a Blondie. Cut it up as you see fit. Technically, you could eat it as one whole gigantic Blondie if you wanted. That'd be kind of cool. But anyways, I'm cutting it into 4 rows by 3 so that you get 12 pieces of Blondie. And now for the taste test. As you can see, there's nice pieces of mini egg in there. And my god, it's delicious. It's buttery, it's thick, and it's chocolatey because of the mini egg in it. Oh, that's a big piece. Yeah, look at that. It is just fantastic. Anyways, so this is a Blondie. Like I said, it's kind of like a brownie, but it's not with chocolate. It's almost really like a big cookie. And in my case, I filled it with mini eggs. The recipe was super simple, and honestly, these things are tasty for the low amount of work you have to do for them. They're buttery, they're rich, and honestly, the mini eggs taste great in them too. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.